It's been a minute since I've sat and actually did a video. Hey you guys, welcome to my channel, Fly444. If you are new here, I am Fly444. My name is Lenine and I do all things travel. If you are one of my subscribers, what up though? What up though? What up though? You know, you catch that live the other day. Detroit Lions. Yes, we are on fire. But anyway, today I am here to talk about cruising 2024. we coming in hot. We have 4 cruises set for 2024. Memorial Day weekend, July 4th weekend, which is my birthday weekend, double nickels, and I am giving out Fly444 extra large duffel bags with the booking of your cruise for 4th of July weekend. Come celebrate my birthday with me. You're invited. Also, a 7-day cruise in December for my mini-me's birthday celebration. Yes, we're gonna take a break from the 3-4-day cruises and get one 7-day cruise in for the year. And then we're gonna wrap it up at the end of the year with, this has been on my heart for a minute and I just finally I'm going for it. Something about being on land during New Year's Eve. I don't know about you guys, but I need them to put them guns down, you know. Lift up a Bible. Get to know Jesus. Yes, but anyway, we're going to be celebrating out on the water, cruising out of the old and into the new. New Year's Eve, Fly444 first annual New Year's Eve cruise celebration. And yes, I plan on doing this annually. We will be out cruising, living, laughing, and loving. Now, let me get to, I have 9 things in which I want to talk about. Have you ever been on a cruise? Are you desiring to grow? Are you desiring to go? You want to know what the process is? Do you need a birth certificate? How much does it cost? How can you get booked? What if you can't find anyone who has similar likes as you and none of your friends or fam desire to go, but you would like to experience? What's the process like for getting booked? And what does a 3-day cruise look like? Like, what's the itinerary? If I can give an example. Yes, I will. Also, well, we're gonna wrap it up there so we won't make it too long, but that is what we're going to talk about in this video today. So stick around. If you've never been on a cruise and you are desiring to go, then Fly444 is the way to go. I cruise often. Like the majority of the cruises that I have been on, I actually cruise by myself, and it's like, it's a little bit different than hopping on a plane and like flying off to somewhere where you gotta, you know, come out into the world, into the city. Coming out on a cruise ship is a little bit different because you can't just, you know, hop on, hop off, hop on, hop off. You know, you hop off, you gotta hop back on, and if the ship pull off without you, then that's where the need of having a not cruising with the birth certificate will limit you. You need a passport in this state. Because yes, well, I'm going to go in order. Have you never been on a cruise? Comment. If you have been on a cruise, say yes. If you haven't been on a cruise, say no. Are you desiring to go? If you haven't been on if you're desiring to go, say yes. If no, say no. Would you like to know what the process is? Stick around, because this is what I am going to talk about. The need for a birth certificate. No, you do not. Well, the need for a birth certificate, that's written wrong. It should be the need for a passport. No, you do not need a passport. You can cruise in some destinations, yes, you do need a passport. But for the majority, no, you do not need a passport. However, I do highly recommend, and I'll talk about that in another video, the consequences of not having a passport cruising. So you can check that out. But no, you can cruise with the birth certificate. How much does it cost? Well, that varies on a number of different factors, and depending on which cruise line you cruise with. Carnival is the least expensive of them all, but currently kind of running neck and neck with MSC currently, and I'm recording this video in October of 2023, and right now MSC is kind of smashing Carnival when it comes to the least expensive with, the best value. Carnival is known as the party ship, and I'm just now kind of getting familiar with the MSC. They're a little bit more laid back, a little bit more sophisticated, but you could definitely get your party on there as well. And the value of, like right now, they're running specials where you can get your drink package. When we say drink package, we're talking about alcoholic beverages, but not so much necessarily like all alcoholic beverages. Like if you've never been on a cruise, then everything is included in your cruise rate, as far as your food that you eat daily, drinks like tea, juices, coffee. It's free. But if you want to upgrade to like a better type tea, a better type coffee, smoothies, shakes, then yes, and of course alcoholic beverages, then drink package. And MSC is currently including in their rates, their cruise rates, a promotion where you get your drink package, and it's actually the mid-tier drink package, not on the low tier, the mid-tier drink package with Wi-Fi, although the Wi-Fi is just like basic Wi-Fi where and it's one device per person, where it's just browsing, no streaming. Also, what else? So costs vary, and as a travel agent, I get to cruise and travel more often because of the perks of being a travel agent. Like, that's just like, I don't know, why wouldn't you? Even if you don't plan on booking trips for others and leaving that commission money on the table, then book for yourself and earn commission off of your trips and get them bonus trips like familiarization, where they like, hey, can you come and check out my property? It's free or at a deeply discounted rate. Just pay the taxes to cover you cruise, and just pay the taxes and the government fees and the taxes. Say, hey, at one time I got a cruise I chose the balcony, which was $1,194, and the rate for me total taxes and fees was $300. Hey, also, what's next? What's next here? Okay, so we went over the cost. How can I get booked? Well, hey, travel agent is the way to go. Don't let no one tell you not. You can go ahead and book on yourself. Book for yourself. Book for yourself, and you're on your own. You take that risk. But booking with a travel agent give you more security and backup for if anything goes wrong. I don't know about any of the other travel agents, but me, most of the time, I may cruise with you. Or oftentimes I'll cruise with you, especially when I'm doing like group bookings for those who've never cruised before. Then yes, I kind of go, you say, shop around, kind of not like really in your way, you know, a getaway for me, definitely, but I am working and kind of just guiding you and getting you familiar with how to go through your vacation, you know, without any stress of where I go, how do I do this, what is this included in this, you know, so that's different. Also, you won't get that from booking.com, no. Also, what if I can't find someone to go with me? Hey, that's another benefit and bonus for Fly444. And my long-term vision is to have a group of us, our tribe. Not we travel together, not like we're together, but we're together. You're solo traveling, and it's like our desires, our, you know, exploration desires, wants, you know, kind of curious about the same thing, so we can build friendships like that also. Yes. How many times, I don't know about you, but like before I got into this business, it was oftentimes I was not able to go on a trip because we'll get together with a group of us and plan out what we're going to do, and then when it comes down to the actual doing, so many fall off to where it's just 2, 3, maybe, and oftentimes just me. And then I just got to this where Fly444 came about. It's not thinking about anybody else. It's like planning in this trip, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm going whether anybody else go or not. And that started happening. And then as it started happening, I have fallen in love with solo traveling. It's like just to the peace, where they said a peace that surpasses all understanding, having to only worry about my agenda. So yes, Fly444, definitely for the solo traveler and also group traveler. It's just like solo traveling is my niche, but I do all things travel. You want a group, you got a group. You want to plan a celebration, your wedding, you know, bachelor party, getaway, church functions, school, youth, you know, programs. Contact me. Fly444. I do all things travel and everything, yes, in excellence. And I can handle any budget. What's the process like for getting booked? Well, it's what we call qualify. I have to qualify you. Once I qualify you, then I'll book you. Whether it's a all-inclusive getaway, a family reunion, a cruise, I'm there to guide you and help you get through. from the starting of the process with the research for your needs, after qualifying you, understanding, your dates, why you're traveling, who's traveling with you, your wants, your needs, all that taken care of, your budget. Once I get an understanding of all that, then get your booked. And if you need me there, I'll make time, if realistically possible, to be there with you. And I also have a little tidbit of a bonus for group bookers. Those who book with me like on a group type thing, I have a package or program where I share my commissions with you. So it's an excellent way if you're trying to raise funds for your team, your church, or organization. Link up with me. Let's partner and get that done. Finally, what does a 3-day cruise look like? I want to kind of give you a vision of what it is. Keep in mind, like I said, everything is basically included in your cruise rate package, with the exception of, yes, you can upgrade some things. Yes, you can go off and spend a little bit more money to eat at specialty restaurants. And of course, once we pull into port, in different, locations that we're visiting, it's, the touring and the excursions and things that you can do while you're there. And also keep in mind with that, know the local time versus the ship time. Stay on the ship time so you won't get left behind. That is critical and very critical if you're traveling with a birth certificate. Keep that in mind. Okay, 3-day cruise look like. What does a 3-day cruise look like? Well, for the cruise industry, a 3-day cruise looks like a 4-day vacation with a 4-day, 3-night vacation. That's what a 3-day cruise looks like to me. And here's why. First, I'm going to say, there are things that must be done prior to your cruise. It's getting all your documentation in order, making sure that you have your traveling ID, whether it's the real ID with your birth certificate or your passport. I say have backups with your travel agent or someone in your family that you'll be able to get a hold to help back you up. Embarkation day. What is embarkation day? That is the day you arrive to the port and you check in and you wait for the, well, as Carnival would say, the sail away party. So here we are. We're on embarkation day and we're headed through check-in. And coming through check-in, you come to the port. And, well, first let me go back. I find it's important to fly in. Now, I don't say you have to, but it's highly recommended to fly in the day or two before embarkation, especially when overseas flying in, because not knowing the territory and the traffic and how things move, you want to be there, I'll say, at least 2 days before embarkation. But back to the 3-day. So embarkation day, let's say our itinerary sample is day 1, Port of Miami. And let me say, you don't necessarily have to fly in the States. A port is in driving distance wherever you are in the United States. There is a port in driving distance that you can get to cruise out of. Now, that itinerary and the ship line, there's factors that will affect the cost with if you're afraid to fly and you're just gonna drive to the port. So okay, back to 3-day cruise look like. Again, I said, to me, in my opinion, a 3-day cruise looks like a 4-day 3-night getaway. And so our embarkation day, our itinerary sample, we're Port of Miami. We're gonna well, our embarkation time, they give you a time for check-in. So you can, I found, you know, they say come at 2 o'clock. You know, it's like a little, I have not had a problem coming earlier than the scheduled time, but you definitely don't want to come later. Be there on time. I believe that they stopped letting you board 2 hours before embarkation, before we, you know, pull out. But I'm going to check that. So if you know whether it's an hour or 2, but I want to say 2, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to check it. If it's something different, I will make the correction, and you can check the description. But yes, so now we're cruising out, and so day 2 now. In the cruise, the sail away party, Carnival is, for example, they have a big blast of a party where it's, you know, the coordinator, what do you call it, the director, it's with the mic, and, you know, they got jams playing or games, you know, contests going on where it's like a big blast. It's a celebration. We're on vacation. The work has been put down. It's time to party. But yeah, so that's going on. And then usually people break away and go off to enjoy what it is that they want to sign up for the day. And we're just cruising off to our location, our destination. In this sample, we're headed to Nassau, Bahamas. So what we do is, Nassau's not really far away. We can really shoot on over there, but to give you time to enjoy the ship life, the yacht life, and they take their time, might go off a little, you know, round the water the long way, you know, get there. You have binoculars, you have a great scenery that you can impose on, especially with passing ships that's far in the distance. But anyway, so day 1, we sell out 3 p.m. We're cruising out. We're headed to our location. And day 2, we're floating around at sea, because day 2 is a sea day. And really, like I said, you can just cruise on over there. It doesn't take all day to get to Bahamas, but they're going to give us a sea day to enjoy the various activities and entertainment and lounges aboard the ship. This ship that we're on, the tons is in the hundreds, thousands, and it's 4,200 passengers on this ship. Day 3, we arrive in Nassau, Bahamas, and while the schedule, we arrive at 8 a.m. and we're to be back on the ship at 4 p.m. If they're telling you to, or be back on the ship, we arrive at 8 a.m. They're telling you to be back on the ship at 5 p.m. If they're telling you to be back on the ship at 5 p.m., I want to encourage you to be back on the ship at 4 p.m. Do not get left behind. Again, do not get left behind, and ensure that your time is not the destination's local time, but in fact the ship's time. And you can ensure that before getting off that ship. At the end of the day 3, once you're back on board the ship, you got your night activities that you enjoy. Of course, we have our daily schedule for dinner time, but you can, you know, you want to upgrade and go to a specialty restaurant, then you would reserve that time anything that's to be done on a ship, you have in your app. Like beforehand, you can sign up with these excursions, specialty restaurants. I encourage, especially for the popular ones, to do that. Remember earlier I made a statement about things to do before your cruise. Well, this is one of the things to do before the cruise, because the popular excursions may be booked up, and then you'll be stuck with boring or having to find something free to do. And in NASA, something free to do for me, I'm shopping therapy, walk through, the little the streets off the port that's just shopping haven. Or go over to Jacano Beach. It's a free beach. Lively there. They serve drinks. Of course, if you have the drink package on the ship, no, it does not work there in Nassau, Bahamas. But if you're off to a private island of the ship, then yes, the drink packages that you get free, the drinks that you get free on the ship are, yes, free in those destinations where it's private island to that ship. But Nassau, Bahamas, open, it's like public, so where you spend your money there, it supports the local community. And so that wraps it up. Once, you get back on the ship, usually the last day, I kind of just lay back and just soak in, of course, pack my things up, ready, get my tag placed in the hall for them to have it down for, my mind just kind of went blank there when I go down to pick my luggage up. That's usually on the 7th day. If I'm on the 3 day, I kind of keep my luggage with me when I'm leaving out, so I can just be gone. In transportation, I go back and forth. I may hop a Uber, or I may hop on a chartered bus to get me back to the airport. If I take a later flight where I'm not, trying to run to the airport, then I may grab an excursion. And here's a resource. They are now having what they call day stay, where you can get a room or pass, like Fontainebleau, for example. Get a day pass to enjoy Fontainebleau as a guest, just not having a room. I think that's quite awesome, a way to kill time for a late flight after getting off your ship. And those places have where you can pay a small fee to store your luggage, so you don't have to be traveling all around, tugging your heavy luggage along. And so that kind of wraps it up for day 4, arriving back at the Miami port, or the port that you first left off of. Some of them we'll talk about that in another clip, where you may cruise into a port, but it stops in another port, and then you have to fly back home from that port. But we'll talk about that in another video. This video, this clip, and this sample itinerary are day 4. We're back at the Miami port, and we are about to disembark and say farewell until the next time. It's time to head back home. It's been fun for us to have this time together. And if you stayed this long, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate you. You can stick around, give me some more watch hours, and let me know how I'm doing. I think I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with this, what we're going to call, I don't know what day this is for the challenge, but I've been past that 254 day challenge. But I do want to get 250 clips titled in for the 254. If you want to watch any of those, you can find those in the podcast section playlist. Again, thank you for watching. See you next time. God bless.
Check if they coming. They coming on now. That's called Eddie, Ed Dog, whatever you want. He'll reply back. He'll be the safety guy for the tour, making sure you guys stay safe as possible. He has 100% bring back rate, so you guys in the best hand to keep it off. I'm gonna talk about my percentage. We'll talk to see what it's at the end of the talk. So before we get on the jet skis though, we got a quick orientation just for people who have ridden before, just to refresh you if you haven't ever, just to teach you something new. Before we get about the jet skis though, let's go over what we'll be wearing on the jet skis. So hats, I'd say baseball caps. Just flip it around, that way when the wind starts blowing, you don't want to lose your hat. Sunglasses, if you have any straps, put them on. If you don't worry. Just try to stay looking forward as much as possible. It's a little wavy, so the wave might come in your eyes. The glasses will help with that. Make sure you don't get no sunburn in your eye. Just try not to look to the right or left too much, because then you start looking this way while riding forward, the wind might end up taking your sunglasses off. I've lost 3 pairs of these. Do not be a Sharon. Everyone, shoes, let's go. So sea shoes, any shoes that close in the back should be good. Slippers and sandals and slides, they won't be good. These footwells take a lot of water. I don't want you guys to lose your footing or maybe even lose your shoe. So to avoid you guys walking around this place with one shoe, I tell you guys, don't take them on the jet ski, but keep them on for right now because that dock gets very, very hot. Once we get you guys on a jet ski, we're gonna put them right here in this nice compartment in the front. That way you don't have to worry about burning your feet too bad. At all, at least. Also, in the front here, we have this nice little compartment. I want you guys to make sure that it always clips. If you have, say, your phone or say a GoPro or something you don't want to keep holding, you could always just put it in here. And so, but make sure that it clips, because if you was to end up flipping and it's not clipped, your stuff will go diving deep in the water. I don't really want to dive today, so avoid me having to dive. You gotta make sure that it stays clipped. One quick second.
We're in the Bahamas with it, y'all. About to jet ski. And here's the driver.
That's right. That's right. Experience, goddamn. Experience, goddamn.
I forgot the most important part.
The vest.
The vest. Everyone's gonna be given a vest. I want you guys to make sure that it zips up all the way.
Okay.
Both clips clip.
Okay.
I want it to be a nice fit. When I say nice, that means I want it to be tight enough that if you were to fall in the water, it wouldn't go over your head. But I need it loose enough that you're able to breathe. That's my #1 rule for the tour. Breathing at all times. You don't need no one to stop breathing. So, how are you going to be on the jet ski at all times during the tour? You're going to be seated. I want your left foot in the left footwell, right foot in the right footwell. These footwells are very important. I ask you guys keep your feet in them at all times. That way, at times people want to dip their foot in the water. But we come to a stop, sometimes the jet skis end up bumping. I don't think you want to be trying to feel some water while the jet ski misses a bumps your jet ski. These jet skis could take a couple of bumps. I don't think your legs too good. So to avoid that, just keep your feet in the footwells. That way we don't have to worry about any problems. At times you might see me or Ed standing. That's just Ed trying to make sure the group is safe. That's me trying to look cool. So do not follow what me and Ed are doing. Just stay seated. Left foot in the left footwell, right foot in the right footwell. Also, I've seen this happen before. No fairy princesses during the tour. Ed is very handsome. He isn't Prince Charming though, so let's try to keep the fairy princesses down to a minimum. Now that we got over the seated, once you're seated, everyone's gonna be given one of these. It's a key, pretty much. The only way this jet ski will cut on is with this. Without this, we just got an expensive floating chair out there. How it's gonna work, you're gonna clip it right to the starting post right here. Once you do that, you're able to cut on the engine. The way we cut on our engine, I mean, the only way I know, is start button. It's real easy. It says start above it. shouldn't be too difficult for you guys. Hold it 3 to 4 seconds. Feel the engine cut on. We'll be sitting right on the engine, so you'll feel it cut on. You'll hear it also. Please wait until it cuts on. Don't just, it won't start. Make sure hold it down, and then you'll feel it cut on. Opposite of that, we got the red stop button. I want you guys to completely ignore this button. Act like this button isn't here at all. If we need you guys to stop this jet ski at any point, we're just gonna pull the kill switch. It's much quicker in case of any emergency. Your Ed needs you guys to stop the jet ski fast. I don't want you guys looking down, taking your eyes off the water. It's much easier just a little quick look glance and pull that. So, you don't use the stop button. This lever right here, this is the neutral and reverse lever. Tap once for neutral, hold down for reverse. I don't really use reverse much. I just like to keep going forward, so reverse won't be that important during this tour. But the neutral will be very important. At times in our stops, I need you guys to always stay in neutral. Neutral is pretty much staying still in the water. So I need you guys to stay neutral when we're in our groups. That way you can avoid jet skis bumping. We don't have to worry about breaking any jet skis. So always try to just keep it neutral. Any questions on the left side of the jet ski? Okay, it's pretty simple. Right side now, we got these other buttons. No wake mode, cruise assist. Just treat these the same as you would treat the stop button. We're gonna ignore them. Just think that any button on the inside here is self-destruct. You don't want to self-destruct out there. So we ain't gonna press any of these buttons. The only thing on the right side we're gonna use is the throttle. My favorite part of the jet ski. Everyone likes to go fast, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So when using the throttle though, we need to remember the word gentle. You don't want to just pull down on this throttle because jet ski takes off that way, you might go out the back way. So whenever using the throttle, gently pull down to speed up, gently let go to slow down. Say you pull down too hard and you don't have a good grip, like I say, jet ski goes that way, you go out the back way. If that was to happen, this also will happen. You want to see what happens?
Jet ski stops.
Exactly. I've had to guess one time. Actually,
It stops.
it stops a while away. I had a guess one time. He said, "Sharon, I'm not a good swimmer. Will my jet ski come back to me?" I was like, "Sorry, but we haven't got those models in yet. I can't wait. It's gonna make life much, much easier for me." So, once you are in the water, I ask you guys, please get to your jet ski as fast as possible. Just swim as best as you could. Doesn't matter the technique. I normally like the doggy paddle, so I take it a little cheap. Eddie might judge you guys, but we're working on that with him. So once you get to your jet ski, you're gonna swim to the back of it. You're gonna have this nice little assist bar in the back. Once you get to the jet ski, try to get your knees on. I need to hold the handle back here, or hold one of the two handles on the side. Once you do this, you're gonna get your feet on and slowly make your way. So it's always fast back to the jet ski, but slow on the jet ski. You come up here too fast, start wobbling, end up back in the water. So let's avoid any dive tours. Let's try to keep it a jet ski tour. So once you get on, you're gonna try to shimmy your way back to the seat. Try not to lean to the left or right too much, because as I say, you're gonna end up falling in. Once you get to the seat, you clip in, cut on your engine. Me or Ed will help you guys catch back up to the group as fast as possible. How many people are passing? Okay, so drivers, listen up. It's times we have it sometimes to drive on a path to be enjoying life. Take a turn, next turn, looks back.
Fast turn single rider.
This passenger's gone. So, drivers, as crazy as this is about to sound, when you realize that your passenger is in the water, please do not go back towards your passenger. When you realize they're in the water, just pull the kill switch. I think your passenger would be much angry if you run them over with the jet ski. Then
If they can be angry.
If they could be.
Very.
So let them swim back for wherever you might have left them. Hopefully it isn't too far. That also is the next reason why people get very angry. They have to swim too far. They'll follow the same process I just showed you guys. Maybe the driver could help a little bit, unless it was intentional. But driver help them on, and then flip back in, start your engine, and we'll catch you back up to the crew. if both driver and passenger were to fall in, I ask you guys, always drivers, this is when I need you guys to be selfish. Always get on first. Sometimes you let the passenger get on and then you go trying to wiggle around and then both of you end up back in the water. So, to avoid this, driver get on first, then you assist your passenger. Much easier that way. Turning these is pretty simple. It's just like riding a bike. Left to go left, right to go right. Much slower. We've had people who tried to go right, who turned right trying to turn left. I promise you, this won't work. So always remember, left to go left, right to go right. Also when turning, try to give it some power. Don't just turn it and let the jet ski turn itself.
It's like you're drifting.
Exactly. It won't be as responsive, it'll be like a drifting type of thing. So to avoid it just drifting, make sure give it some power and it'll be way more responsive. All I ask, do not lock the wheel too much, because if you start locking the wheel one way or the other, the jet ski will start swerving, and then that may end up causing you to toss yourself or the passenger off. It's not a fun feeling. My back still hurts from me falling off of it, so learn from my experiences. Any questions on anything with the jet skis? Okay, as you guys probably realize now, this is a guided tour. I'll always lead the group. We'll be in an inline motion. So I'll take off, I'll leave a wake. The wake is just a white foamy road in the back of my jet ski. I want you guys to always stay in the wake as much as possible. This way we could avoid any obstructions out there, like sandbanks, buoys, reefs, any obstructions out there that me and Ed knows, and you guys obviously are visiting. So let's just try to stay in the wake as much as possible. We'll be giving you guys a number from 1 to 6. That will be your position in the line. So at times I normally get them wrong at first. So the person in front of you might be a little slow. Don't worry. If they're going slow, please do not overtake. Ed will come next to you guys and probably make the switch. If not, I'll see it. And at our first stop, it is about 2 minutes. It's just so you can get a feel for the jet skis. About 2 minutes. Just wait it out, and I'll switch the numbers.
If they're slow motion, you push them.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
You don't have a horn?
No, that's one thing we need. You just be hearing the honking.
Out there, right? No sharks.
Do you like sharks?
I do.
Okay, that might be. But yeah, so if they're going too slow,
No, it's protective.
exactly. But if they're going too fast now, don't worry about catching them up. You don't have to go and race them down. This isn't a race. Everyone's on vacation. We want you guys to stay comfortable. The more comfortable you guys are, the more safe it is for everyone. So if you guys can't keep up with the person in front of you, I just stay your speed. Ed will come in front of you with another wake. Have you catch back up to the group. It'll be pretty simple. All I ask is when Ed comes next to you, please do not race him. I've had people, Ed came up next to them, they just took off. I can promise you he won't lose the race, no matter the head start. So please do not race Ed. Just let him come and assist you, catch you back up to the group. So the numbers will be how we're going to take off from our groups. So Ed will go in the front of the group. I'll take off. Ed will say number 1 ready, number 1 go. Number 1, when you hear him say go, go. I don't need you guys sitting around. Let's just keep it going. Once we start, I like to keep going. So, but I'll ask that number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do not leave at one time, because then what we're trying to do is set a safety distance. It's about 50 to 100 yards. If all you guys take off at once, we don't have the safety distance, and you can make him work hard. So we're trying to keep him, he looks young, right? So let's keep him stress-free. Stress-free? Exactly. So I want you guys to always make sure leave one at a time. Wait till he calls your number. He's gonna be the boss out there. So wait till he calls your number and then you go. If we see you guys taking off, we're gonna redo everything over. And I just hate to do it. Since we will be 50 to 100 yards away from each other, we won't be able to just verbally communicate. So we have a couple of hand signs that we use. The first one is the okay sign. For me or Ed, it's a question asking if you are okay. If you are okay, just reply back with the same hand sign. Let's try it out right now. Let's see it. Okay, everyone okay. I've had tours where I did it. No one was okay to start. It's good. If you're not okay though, we're going to use the universal sign for I need help. Everyone knows this one. If you really need help, scream Ed. At times we might pass, say, the excursion boat, or you might pass a beach, or some kayakers. Say your friends on the beach and they see you, they tend to, oh, I know she's on that tour. We start waving. I'll ask you guys, please don't wave back.
Just cut your head. Cut the hand back.
Exactly. If we see you guys waving, we might think that it's an emergency. All I ask you, you might just do a little slight one, but if you start doing a crazy one, we might have to stop it for that. So let's avoid any crazy waves. The next sign will be this sign. This means this isn't a threat to none of you guys. I don't want you guys to kill your passenger or kill the next jet ski or kill a fish. I want you to kill your jet ski. So how are we going to kill our jet ski during the tour?
Pull that out.
It's a good class.
Yeah.
I like the focus. So the next sign will be this sign. This means slow down or idle speed. So in the marina, well, normally we have boats in, but we have a lot of jet skis. We don't want too much waves in the marina, so we always go idle speed. So how it's going to be, once we push you in, you cut on your engine, you tap the throttle once. That'll put the jet ski in idle speed. We're going to be in idle speed until we get to the mouth of the marina, then we'll meet up, we'll group up, and then we'll take off. If at times I see you coming towards the group too fast, I might say, okay, I need you to slow down to idle speed. If I need you to do that, how are we going to do it? Say you're going full throttle. Once you completely let go of the throttle, you'll be in idle speed. All I ask is, if you're going full throttle, don't just let it go, because then you might give this jet ski a kiss, and you guys got some nice teeth. I don't want you guys to lose anything. This ski has a lot of doctors, but we have no dentists, so whatever you do might have to stick until you get back home. Let's try to keep our teeth in our mouth. Last sign, this is the most important sign, so I don't know why we say it last, but this sign. These jet skis have a lot of features, but they don't have brake lights and brakes. So me and Ed have to figure a way to tell the people behind us that we're slowing down. Just use this sign. I always want you guys to show this before slowing down, because then if you slow down and then show it, the person behind you doesn't know that, oh, they're coming to a stop. They might run up on you. That 50 to 100 yards disappears very fast when you're going 2 miles per hour and they're going 40. So let's try to always show this sign first, then start to slow down. Once we do all the stuff I went over, we should be good. Any questions on anything I might have went over?
How long are we out there?
Hour and a half.
Okay. Hour 50
She
minutes.
told us hour and a half.
We have a couple of stops, so if you want to switch, just let us know and we'll.
Yeah, we'll switch and you can
But other than that, we got a couple of desks down there.
beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? I'm catching the sun as it goes down. How awesome is this? Oh my God, I'm so thankful for this experience. Condo living on the ocean thanks to MSC Cruises. And we're aboard the Seashore.